Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a technology you are using this very second, just by listening to this. Cloud computing. It's the engine behind pretty much everything you do online, from your email to the biggest companies in the world. So, what is it really? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with a feeling I think we all know. That heart-stopping moment when you drop your phone. The screen shatters, it's a goner. But then, you get a new one, you log in and poof, everything's there. All your photos, your contacts, your conversations. How in the world does that happen?
Well, that feeling of panic, followed by total relief, that's the perfect way to understand the cloud. It's not magic at all. As you can see here, your device, your phone, your laptop, whatever, it's just a window. Your data, your photos, your actual stuff, it doesn't really live on the device. It lives safely on massive servers, accessed over the internet, ready for you whenever you need it.
Now, that sense of security for your personal digital life is just the beginning. Imagine taking that same exact principle, not having to worry about the physical hardware, and applying it to an entire global company. That idea, that one shift, is what completely changed the way business works.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way. Think about it. If you wanted to start a tech company, you first had to go spend a fortune buying servers, find a physical building to house them, hire people just to maintain them. It was incredibly expensive and slow. But the cloud, on the right, flipped the script. Now you just rent exactly what you need when you need it and let someone else handle all the hardware headaches.
And that brings us to the official definition. At its heart, cloud computing just turns technology into a utility. You know, you don't build your own power plant to turn on a light, right? You just plug into the grid. In the same way, companies don't need to build their own massive data centers anymore. They just plug into the cloud and pay for what they use. It's that simple.
Okay, so we get what the cloud does, but what is it? You know, the cloud isn't just one single thing. It's actually a stack of different services, with each layer offering a different level of control and convenience. And this is basically what that stack looks like. You've got the fundamental infrastructure at the bottom, a platform for building things in the middle, and the ready-to-use apps you know and love at the very top. Each layer is built on the one below it. So let's break them down, starting from the top.
This top layer, software as a service, or SaaS, is the one you interact with every single day. We're talking about things like Gmail or Dropbox. You don't manage anything, you don't build anything, you just open your browser and use it. It's the finished product delivered right to you.
Now, let's go one level deeper to Platform as a Service, or PaaS. This layer is for the developers, the builders. It gives them a ready-made workshop with all the tools they need, databases, development environments, so they can focus on creating their own amazing applications without ever having to worry about the servers running underneath.
And finally, we hit the bedrock, Infrastructure as a Service, or IaaS. This is the foundation of everything else. It gives you the raw ingredients of computing: virtual servers, networking, storage, the fundamental building blocks. You get the most control here, but you're also responsible for managing more of it yourself.
Now, an idea this powerful doesn't just appear out of thin air. It wasn't some single eureka moment in a lab. The cloud is really the result of decades of different technologies all maturing and coming together at just the right time. And this diagram shows it perfectly. It's not one invention, it's a convergence. Think of it like four separate rivers of technology that were flowing on their own for years, until they finally met and merged to create this massive new force. So what were those four rivers? Well, first, the hardware itself got way more powerful, and the absolute game changer here was something called virtualization, a really clever way to make one giant physical server act like dozens of smaller, separate ones. Then, the internet evolved, making it easy for different programs to talk to each other. At the same time, we got really good at linking thousands of computers together to work as a single unit. And the final piece? We built software that was smart enough to manage all of that complexity by itself. Once you had all four, the cloud was born.
So what's the official dividing line? What makes a service truly cloud and not just some server you're renting somewhere? Well, the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, actually defined 5 key characteristics that a service has to have to earn the name.
And you can really think of these as the 5 cloud superpowers. First, it's on demand. You can get a new server with a click of a button, no permission needed. Second, broad network access. You can get to it from your phone, your laptop, anywhere. Third, resource pooling, where the provider serves everyone from one massive, efficient pool of hardware. Fourth, and this one's huge, rapid elasticity. You can scale up for millions of users in an instant and then scale right back down. And finally, measured service. You only pay for exactly what you use, like a utility meter. It's that combination that makes it so powerful.
So you take all those superpowers, and what does it actually mean for a user or a business? Well, it translates into some massive, real-world advantages. The cost savings are obvious. No more buying tons of expensive hardware up front. The speed is insane. You can try out a new idea in minutes, not months. And the scalability is a total game changer, letting you handle huge spikes in demand without everything crashing.
So, there's no question the cloud has completely remade our world. But its story is far from over. In fact, it's now become the fundamental launchpad for the next wave of technology, things that just a few years ago felt like science fiction.
And we're already seeing new models that build on top of the cloud. Ideas like fog computing, which is all about processing data closer to where you are to make things faster, and green computing, which uses the cloud's incredible efficiency to make our digital lives more sustainable.
And that brings us to the final big question. The cloud has grown from just a place to store photos into the global engine powering our future, from artificial intelligence to smart cities. So the question isn't if we'll rely on the cloud, the question is how will the cloud itself have to evolve to handle a world that gets more connected, more intelligent, and more data-driven with every single second that passes. What do you think is coming next?